This conference will now be recorded.
Fine, guys. Let us start our discussion. So here, in our demo session today is the first class. What I am going to discuss first class of the Python, and Python is a general purpose programming language, and I want to clarify one very important points most of the people are having, and what is the difference between a general purpose programming language and a declarative programming language. Then after that, I will start discussing with interpreter based programming language and dynamic type programming language and interactive programming language. So there's one more definition, and Python is a interactive programming language. Okay, fine. Um, so one very important key point today we have to discuss. Everybody should mandatorily know that. And one more thing, Rahul and those who are presented, Sai Venkatesh and Shankar, and see the way we are going to start, and Katapalli Rakesh, the way we are going to start at the first class is everybody should know mandatorily programming fundamentals. You should know programming fundamentals and what are the terminologies we use in developing the program, because these are all mandatory. Tomorrow, if you want to go as a core Python program developer, or maybe if you want to go as a data scientist. Yes, most of the people having some doubts after learning the Python, what kind of the jobs I'm going to have opportunities. So generally what I'm saying is, as soon as you complete the Python programming, yes, you can go as a pure core Python programming developer. Means you can develop Python, some business applications. Yes, some people after learning the Python, okay, they want to extend their skills by learning the data scientists. Yes, data science with Python course. There you will get the machine learning and the deep learning like computer vision and natural language processing. There are many of the applications you are going to learn it. You can go as a data scientist. So even if you want to become a data scientist, the basic programming language you required is Python. Python is mandatorily required it. So it depends on that. Even Python programmers are going to be taken as a freshers. Even data scientists are going to be also recruited as a freshers. Nothing to worry about your experience. Okay, maybe they don't ask about 3 years or 4 years and experience like this. Even freshers can apply for data scientist jobs. Even Python programming developers can also apply for freshers jobs. So good. Anyway, here first everybody should mandatorily know some basic terminology or glossary what we are going to follow in development part. For that, yes, I define a Python is a general purpose, high level, interpreter based, dynamic and interactive programming language. So in this, I want to tell you one very basic fundamental point, differences between and declarative. Guys, remember, declarative programming languages, and consider this is our first class what we are starting on this declarative programming languages and versus, yes, and say and general purpose programming, okay, languages. Say, what is the difference between declarative programming languages and general purpose programming languages? So declarative programming languages are nothing but languages which are used to develop a business application, or which are used to develop a software for a specific domain. Yes, only for specific domain. That means you can build your application. Say if you consider the point one as and build software, or you can say applications, build software or applications for, and say for a specific domain, only for a specific domain. Yes, whereas when it comes to general purpose programming language, yes, you can say you can build software. Software is nothing but a guy's collection of the programs. We call it as a collection of the programs. Build software or application for wide range of domains. See, declarative programming language means we build the software or an application for particular specific domain only, not the domains, particular domain. Whereas general purpose programming language means you build software or an application for a wide range of domains. So what is an example of declarative programming language? Anyway, guys, I'm going to send you documentation on this differences between declarative programming and general purpose programming languages. Just note down, okay, while you're listening, or while you're, though, if you want a running notes, if you want, you can write. But anyway, documents are going to be sent it to you. The best example for building software application or a specific domain is, and nowadays everybody knows about, the best example, R language. I hope you guys had heard about R language. R language. You people know about R language part. Yes? R language is nothing but programming. It's a programming language specifically designed for statistical applications. So statistical applications means applications which involves mathematics. Yes, we write mathematics related applications. Yes, so our language is very specific for particular domain. The domain is statistical applications or mathematical related applications. For that purpose only you can use our language. Yes, whereas when it comes to here and general purpose programming language, of course there are many examples are available for our language, like maybe in we have known about say COBOL, Pascal, Fortran. These are all comes under declarative programming languages. And one more best example. I hope you guys. So there are 6 members here. You people know about SQL, guys. You heard about the SQL, structured query language, databases. See, most of the people try to learn the databases. Yes? While learning the databases, you first start learning with SQL, structured query language. Yes, SQL. So SQL is declarative programming language. Why? Because SQL is used specifically to query the data from databases only, not for all the purpose. SQL is designed. SQL is a declarative programming language. SQL stands for structured query language, is a declarative programming language designed for to interact with only database, not with any other thing. So one more best example, guys, you can consider apart from R language, say the best example everybody can understand, SQL. Like that, Pascal, Fortran, these are all comes under declarative programming language. Those languages are designed for only specific, okay, domain purpose. not for wide range of domains. When comes to the general purpose programming languages, yes, you can build applications for wide range of domains. The best example is Java, .NET, C, C++, Python, Delphi, Swift, and JavaScript, Go language. Oh, there are plenty. We can mention around 50 programming languages. 50 programming languages or comes under general purpose programming languages. Here, very important thing you need to understand is declarative programming language and general purpose programming languages. Yes, and this is one of the very basic point everybody has to understand it. Now tell me guys, your Python comes under declarative programming language or general purpose programming language? Yes, so it comes under general purpose programming languages. Clear? That's the reason the first point is. I hope now you people are very clear about the very basic fundamental point, like what is declarative programming language and general purpose programming languages. Good. Next. And today I want to discuss about one very, very important point, like Python is a interpreter based programming languages. For that, what I'm going to discuss is, say, interpreter based programming language. For that, first we need to, yes, and talk on, yes, a bit on high level, yes, and programming language. Yes, guys, remember here, high level programming languages are programming languages where you write the programs, where you write the set of instructions or you write the statements. Those statements are similar to human, like human understandable language like English, similar to, but not exactly. Simple. Say here, one of the person I pick up and ask the question, Hardeep, I'm asking, just type in the chat box. Yes, one English statement. First, I want to write one English statement. Say, English statement. Yes, English statement is, hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Python programming. This is one English statement. You know, this is a human understandable language. This is called natural languages. Good. Now, Hardeep, I'm asking the same thing as I want to represent in formal language format. This is called natural language, but same thing I want to represent in formal language. Yes. Now tell me. Yes. Formal statement. That is English statement. Now formal statement. You know what is formal languages? Formal languages are nothing but about programming languages where whatever the human has, okay, or whatever the human wants to write set of instructions, those instructions are written in formal statement. Now say simple in Python, see, we'll write, there is one function called print. There is a function called print. Just for example, I'm giving as print. And if you want single quote, double quote, there is no restriction, whatever maybe you can give it, print, say the same. Now tell me, sir, now tell me, this English statement and formal statement looks very similar. Yes, that's the
Yes.
reason. Yeah, yes, so good. So whatever the set of instructions or commands, we say commands, we write in formal language or high level language are similar to, I'm not saying exactly, similar to English like statements. Good. Tell me now, all the people, yes, is that computer can understand these formal statements? Formal statements are similar to like English statements. Your computer can understand this, or your CPU can understand this? Tell me guys, whether your CPU can understand this in chat box. Yes, not directly. Good. Your computer cannot understand these formal statements. What you read or set of instructions or commands. Yes, so that's a reason. Yes, according to the computer understandable format or according to the CPU understandable format, we need to translate these formal statements or set of instructions or set of commands. Yes, for that we need translators. Yes, in computer language terminology, we call translators. Yes, so in computer languages or in programming languages, we have two types of translators. Yes, and two types of translators. Yes, and one is called as, yes, and one is called as, guys, the first one everybody has to understand about, yes, and compiler. First one is called as a compiler, and the second one is called as interpreter. Yes, there are two types of translators in every programming language, or when you discuss about the any programming language, we generally discuss about two types of translators. One is compiler and second one is interpreter. Yes, as you can ask the question, sir, what is translator? A translator is nothing but a small program or a program. This program is responsible for translating the set of instructions which are written in high level programming language into machine understandable format. Yes, so that one, now you can ask the question, sir, could you please define compiler? If you ask the question, could you please define the compiler? Yes, a compiler is a program, a predefined program, not user written program. A compiler is a predefined program, yes, or a translator. Venkatesh, I will explain you interpreter after compiler. Yes, then finally we can come to the conclusion that whether Python is a compiler based or interpreter based, we'll discuss. And first, because before interpreter, first we have to understand about some points about the compiler part. That's the reason I started with. I'll come to your point, Venkatesh, within just like 5 minutes of the time. A compiler is a program or a translator which is responsible for converting the instructions written in high-level programming language into, yes, machine understandable format. Yes, and I hope you guys anytime heard about the source code terminology. Source code. Can you please respond in chat box? Source code. Okay. Yes, sir. Any instruction or any commands which you write in high level programming language, those instructions are called as a source code. Yes, very good. Written by the developer. Written by the developer using high level programming language called Python. Yes. So the source code is nothing but a set of instructions which are written in high level programming language called Python. Example, Python. Yes, yeah, very good. Pseudocode, there is a different meaning for pseudocode, Rakesh. I'll tell you soon. The pseudocode is a terminology generally we use to discuss in algorithmics topic. I told you just at the beginning of the session, as first we have to understand the programming fundamentals very clearly, then you can learn the Python very easily that. Yes, I'll explain you soon about the pseudocode part also, but source code is different from the pseudocode. Yes, a pseudocode is nothing but just written in human understandable format and using some simple English. Pseudocode. A pseudocode is written in human understandable format using English in step by step. Okay, that is nothing but it's an algorithmic related coding. Okay, and source code is different and pseudocode is different. A source code is nothing but a set of instructions written using high level programming language like Java, .NET, Python. Yes, but that source code cannot be understandable by your computers. So the source code needs to be converted, or source code needs to be translated into machine understandable language, or we call it as a low level language. That conversion is done by compiler. Yes, but you know how the compiler works. So what the compiler will do, first read the entire source code. Yes, read the entire source code, and it will do, yes, syntactical check whether syntax means, you know, rules. As per the programming language rules, whether the program is developed or not, or set of instructions are written or not. So it will verify the syntactical rules. If the syntax is perfect, as we follow the rules of programming language, then the source code gets translated into object code. See guys, one more terminology, object code. An object code is nothing but, guys, yes, it is nothing but a machine understandable code that is called binary code. Object code is also called as a binary code. Binary code is represented in zeros and ones, that is understandable by your computer. That, yes, so guys, a compiler is a program or a translator which translates the source code into a binary code or object code which is understandable by computer. But one thing, yes, but how compiler works? So it reads the entire source code first. Yes, verifies the syntax. So after reading the entire source code, you need to keep the source code in some memory. Yes, suppose you written the 100 lines of the code, all 100 lines of the source code is going to be copied into the memory. In the memory, it will do syntactical verifications and conversions. That's the reason we say that compiler occupies more memory. Compiler occupies more memory, and it also takes time to translate it. So that's the reason, and more memory consumption, compilers are more memory consumptions, at the same time takes time to translate it. Yes, and the time point of view, it takes more time, and memory point of view, it occupies the more memory. That, yes, so compiler, it reads the entire code once, not line by line code. Entire code will be copied into the memory and verify the syntaxes, then translates to machine code or binary code or object code. Yes, that's what the compiler will do it. You know guys, what are the compiler based programming languages? You know, C, C++, Java, .NET, these are all comes under, guys. There are many other programming languages are there. You people can understand C, C++, Java, .NET, these are all comes under compiler as based programming languages. Yes, now second part is interpreter. So again, interpreter is a program, same definition. Interpreter is a program or a translator that translates the each statement. I'm not saying all the statements. Each statement, step by step, it gets translated to the machine understandable code. You know guys, basic difference between compiler and interpreter is, in compiler, entire code is going to be one time going to be translated to object code or binary code or machine code one time. Yes, and after one time compilation is completed, object code is generated, that is going to be saved. That's going to be saved. Yes, so the code can be whatever the object code which is saved, you can reuse it in some other machines. That's one advantage of compiler. Once again, guys, please follow me. Compiler reads the entire code from the source code, then translated to object code. And whatever the translated object code is saved in one place. What is advantage of saving? As you can reuse that object code, and same object code you can execute in some other machines. Yes, machine independent. Yes, so that's what the advantage of compiler. What are the drawbacks of the compiler? More memory occupies. Why? Because entire source code is copied into the memory. More memory occupies. Since all the codes are all the entire code needs to be translated, so time consuming. Yes, but advantage, yes, object code is saved, and that object code can be reused, and you can execute on any other machines. So that's what the advantage of compiler. C, C++, Java, these are all comes under compiler based. But interpreter based means, suppose take an example in Python. I have written 10 lines of the code. I have written 10 lines of the code in Python. So what Python, yes, 10 lines of source code. Say example, 10 lines of the source code. Now interpreter, what it will do, take the first line of the source code. Take only one line or one statement. Yes, that statement is going to be translated to the machine code. Yes, once the translation is completed, then reads the next statement. Once that is completed, then it reads the next statement. Like that, if the program contains 10 statements, yes, 10 times interpretation will take place. Yes, each statement is going to be translated one by one or step by step. Guys, you tell me now. Yes, one advantage here is, since it is reading only one by one statement, it occupies the less memory. Yes, guys, come on. It occupies the less memory. Yes, it occupies the less memory. No doubt about it. It occupies the less memory. But the major drawback is, guys, it takes more time to execute. Why? Because line by line is executing. It takes more time. So generally, there is one statement, again, every developer knows that compiler is 5 to 25 times faster than interpreter. Why? Because in the case of compiler, the entire code gets copied and translated one time only. But in the case of interpreter, statement by statement is going to be translated. So compiler is more faster, 5 times or 5 times to 25 times faster than interpreter. But guys, your Python programming comes under interpreter based programming languages. That's what most people says. And one major limitation of one major drawback or a limitation of the Python programming is, since it is an interpreter based programming language, statement by statement gets translated to object code as or machine understandable code. Of course, maybe it occupies a less memory, but it takes more time to execute. Now tell me, guys, now Python is a interpreter based programming language. Yes, yes. So Python is a interpreter based programming language. Clear? But you can ask the question, sir, if Python is an interpreter based programming language, you are saying execution speed is less. Yes, execution speed is less. So why then people are preferring Python as a very high demanded programming language? You are saying Python is slow compared to Java. Python is slow compared to the C++. Yes, then why Why the people are preferring Python as a high demanding programming language? That yes, of course, and you cannot consider the speed is only one criteria while developing an application. Yes, yes, speed is not only one criteria you have to consider while developing an application. You have to consider lot many features. Yes, it's wide range of applications can be developed, and the Python has come up with wide range of more than 120,000 pre-built libraries. So your functionality is very simple. Yes, so like that. See here, okay, speed. Okay, so you can ask the question, sir, how to improve the speed? For that also, the Python has come up with a one plan that is called, okay, that is called Python distributions. Soon, maybe in second or third class of the Python, since it is the first class, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we will talk about JIT compilers, just-in-time compilers. Yes, JIT compilers makes more faster to execute. Yes, so the topic soon we are going to discuss about. Nothing to worry about it, guys, on this. And but Python is relatively slow when compared to the other programming languages like C, C++, or Java. Why? Because Python is an interpreter based and statement based statement is going to be executed. Today, I will send you one very important and very good document on compilers and interpreters and what is a differences between and interpreters and Python. Yes, you will receive the document by 2 p.m. You all the people you given the mail IDs and the phone numbers. So compulsory we are going to send you that document related to compilers and interpreters. This is very important. But guys, one challenging topic for today's class is in interviews they'll ask the question: is Python is a compiler based programming language or Python is an interpreter based programming language? If this is, if anybody wants to go as a core Python programming developer, 100% you will get this question. So guys, you tell me please, okay, all the people respond it in the chat box. Tell me, is a Python is a compiler based programming language or interpreter based programming language? At least some people please respond it according to our discussion. Yes, Python is interpreter based, but next immediately I'll ask you Shankar and Venkatesh, is a Python is a compiler based programming language? Yes, no, okay, good, no, good, okay. I may not be happy with this kind of an answer, Shankar and Sai. Of course, as per definition, you are absolutely right. Python is a interpreter-based programming language, no doubt. People will accept it in the interviews. At the same time, the next question comes: is Python is a compiler-based programming language? Yes, but if I am the person sit in your place, yes, I will say yes. See, that's what yesterday I said. Most of the people get confused, okay, on this particular topic. Sir, just now you can ask the question, sir, just now you said Python is an interpreter based programming language, and within 5 to 10 minutes again you're saying, okay, Python is compiler based. Good, that's the reason. What I see, the reason behind this, guys, there is no proper evidence, there is no proper evidence in saying that Python is not a compiler based. But 100% you can say Python is interpreter based programming language, no doubt. Everybody will accept your point. But and if you meet a tough guy in the interview panel, yes, they'll certainly ask the question. They'll accept Python is an interpreter. They'll accept, no doubt it. They will understand this guy has bookish knowledge. Very good. As per bookish knowledge, Python is an interpreter based programming language. Good. But if you meet a tough guys in an interview panel, that certainly they'll ask the question, is a Python is a compiler based? Yes, you people say no. Yes, you people say no. But the question maybe come from like a panel. Are you sure? You say yes. Again, once again they'll ask you, are you sure? Then you will get a doubt. These many times, why this guy is asking? Why this guy is asking? Many times is compiler based. Whether Ravi Kumar sir has given wrong answer, wrong, okay, have a wrong discussion with us. Yes, certainly you will get some kind of doubts. Yes. So guys, here and when it comes to the next level topic, Python architecture. Yes, there, you know, guys, Python internally have a compiler also. Yes, but there is no specifically separate, okay, there's no specifically separate compiler. There is inbuilt compiler is also there. Okay, there I have to discuss how source code gets translated to the machine code. Maybe for the time being, I'll tell you. Okay, Python inbuilt compiler, Python inbuilt, okay, compiler. Yes, inbuilt compiler translates to source code into intermediate code. See, one more terminology I'm using, intermediate code. That intermediate code is called as byte code. BYT, byte code. You know, byte code is different from binary code. Byte code is called intermediate code. That intermediate code again translated into, okay, machine code or binary code by using interpreter. And that means here compiler is working, interpreter is also working. But yes, but actually according to the execution criteria, most of the people says it's a Python is an interpreter based. Yes, but then they ask the question, so Python also has a some kind of yes, compilation also will take place. Then why can't you say, okay, Python is a compiler based? So yes, that's what I said many times. Yes, if anybody asks the question, is Python is an interpreter based? You say yes. Is Python is a compiler based? You should say yes, no doubt about it. Then the question why? Yes, then you can say Python has inbuilt compiler. Maybe in the next upcoming classes, while discussing the coding architecture, I will discuss in detail with the documentation, so then you people can understand. Now, today, as per bookish knowledge only, I'm just telling Python is an interpreter-based programming language. But you should understand the basic difference between compiler and interpreter. Yes. So guys, now tell me, in compiler what happens? The entire code, entire source code gets copied to the memory. Yes. Then translated into the machine code. Then that machine code is going to be saved and can be reused in same machine and can be reused in other machines. Okay. But interpreter means line by line is going to be translated. Yes. Now tell me, speeding a speed point of view. That means performance point of view. Compiler is best or interpreter is best? As per general discussion, forget about the Python, forget about the other programming languages. Don't talk about the programming things. Tell about the basic concepts of compiler and interpreter. Which is more faster? Compiler is more faster. Compiler is 5 times faster than interpreter. Yes, that is a basic thing. And today, certainly, I will, okay, and talk about, I will send the documentation on compilers and interpreters, okay, and declarative programming and general purpose programming. These two documents today, you guys can, okay, receive this. Okay, fine. There are 7 people are there, and Shankar. And you people have any doubts regarding this declarative and declarative programming compilers and interpreters, please? I hope you guys are understanding the programming terminologies. Yes, and I'll tell you one more point, guys, today. One more new point, please. Python is a Yes, Python is a interactive. Python is a interactive and programming language. Why? Why we call Python is an interactive programming language means, guys, so a programmer can directly interact with a programmer can directly interact with yes Python interpreter. Why it is called Python is an interactive programming language means a programmer or a developer can directly interact with Python interpreter and can write line by line statements. So that makes it more easy to okay that makes it more easy to write the step by step instructions. Once again, guys, I'm saying Python is interactive. That means you can work at a Python prompt and interact with interpreter directly to execute your program and get the output. Yes, so prompt means maybe for the time being, of course, you don't know Python installation and what are the different modes of execution parts. Yes, and just I'm tell you why how much this is more interactive. And guys, please wait a minute. Say ideally as an integrated development environment of related to Python. Yes, say how much interactive just for sample purpose I'm telling. Yes, say just a minute, guys. 1 minute. Here. Hi, Naveen. Naveen. Naveen, can you give your number and mail ID, Naveen? Please don't mind. Naveen.
Of course, sir. I will provide you.
Okay, sure. Why? Because they want to send the material and they asked me. That's the reason. Maybe I forget it. So fine. Python is an interactive programming language. Means, guys, remember, Python has an interactive shell. Soon you will come to know. I will tell you that. Yes. Uh, Python installation part. Yes, Python interactive mode, script mode, batch modes. These are all things we'll discuss. But this is called Python shell. See how much that's more interactive. Yes, so I can say and print. Yes, I can say hi. Yes, welcome to. Yes, and say Python and say programming. Yes, guys, look it out. Just this is called, guys, here three arrow marks you are seeing. Yes, these three arrow marks are called as a prompt, Python prompt. A user can interact with Python prompt. Yes, these three arrow marks, what it is showing, this is called Python prompt. Yes, where user can interact to write statement by statement. Python is an interpreter based program, line by line you write. Yes, so simply just press enter. Yes, so I can say and say my num is equal to 5. Something I given, my num is some name given. I assign equal is an assignment operator. I assign 5. Yes, so that my num is called as generally variable. So you'll come to know that. Yes, sir, tell me, did I declare any data type here? Guys, you tell me 5 is comes under what type of data type? 5 is a value, but what type this is? Is it string? Is it decimal? Is it number? Is it boolean? Tell me, can anybody please? Chat box. Good. Integer. integer. Good. But did I declare it? Hardeep? Shankar? Naveen? Did I declare it? Integer here? Yes? I did not declare it. Yes? I did not declare it. Yes, the reason is your Python is a dynamic typed programming language. Means, yes, Python will dynamically, automatically, yes, at runtime, yes, it will assign the data type to the variable. It will consider the data type of the variable dynamically. And again, guys, in tomorrow's topic, one interesting thing we will discuss what is static typed programming languages, what is dynamic typed programming languages. According to that, now tell me, see, simple thing, 5 plus 6, sorry, and 5 plus 5. Yes, say, and some using, and 5 into 10. Yes, so very interactive. Yes, come on, guys. Python is very interactive. So in Python is an interactive programming language. Means a programmer or a developer can interact with Python shell or Python prompt and can write the statements or commands or instructions more effectively to execute it. Once again, guys, I'm telling, yes, a programmer can interact with the Python prompt, yes, and can directly interact with the interpreter, yes, can interact with an interpreter to execute the program and get the output. Two things. Why Python is an interactive programming language means 2 points. Yes, a programmer can interact with the Python prompt, and programmer can directly interact with the interpreter. This is called interpreter only. Yes, and can execute the program and get the output. So that's the reason we can call Python is a interactive programming language. See, statement. This is one statement or one command or one instruction. This is called one command or one instruction or one statement. And these are called 10, 50. These are all called as outputs. Yes. So you directly interact with interpreter and write the statements and see the output. That's called Python is a interactive programming language. Good. Now, according to this statement, now tell me, say, can we say Python is a dynamically typed programming language? Yes, it is a dynamically typed programming language. So say it's called PHP and Python. Of course, there are some other programming languages are there. Those are comes under dynamically typed programming language. C, C++, Java. These are all comes under statically typed programming languages. Why statically typed programming languages means if you look at the notepad, say in Java we declare it int yes num equal to 10. So you will, yes, you have to declare the data type. Declare the data type of the variable to which you want to assign the value. These are called statically, yes, or statically typed programming language. C, C++, Java are known as a statically typed programming language. And suppose if you don't declare the data type here at runtime, dynamically data type will be assigned to this variable. That is called dynamically typed. Now tell me guys, your Python comes under statically typed programming language or dynamically typed programming language? It is comes under dynamically typed programming languages. So finally, yes, today, as from the demo session to today's first class, and if you look at, yes, my quick notes, if you look it out, see, now all these points we have discussed, except dynamic thing. I need to dynamic typed programming. Some more elaboration is required. It now tell me, guys. Python is a general single statement. I'm telling. Python is a general purpose, high level, interpreter based, dynamic type, and interactive programming language. Guys, do you agree with me now? Yes. Fine. Yeah, good, Venkatesh. The JavaScript, good. Yes. So that's what the definition of all the things. So why? Because guys, why I'm a bit slow going on is once the programming fundamentals are very clear, then later coding can be more easily written. Until unless if the basics are not clear, then maybe you will by heart, okay, even you can by heart the concepts, and coding part you will get some difficulty. That's the reason I'm going bit slow and explaining. I don't want to take a chance of okay, missing even single point in coding terminologies. Even tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'll come up with a glossary of coding terminologies, and tomorrow I'll come up with one beauty concept called dynamic typed and static typed with the differences, which is best. Okay, so good, guys, and I will send you all the three already 3 demo session recordings are available in our YouTube channel, and today first class recording also. Okay, by the maximum next within 1 or 2 hours, okay, they're going to keep in your YouTube channel. Okay, you can access, and the documents today I'll send you 2 documents, guys, about declarative and general purpose differences, and the next is I will discuss about I will send one more document about compiler versus interpreter things. That, yes, I hope you guys are a bit clear about it, but only my sincere request is, guys, so please at least by 7:05, okay, or maximum, okay, 7:05, okay, you please try to attend without wasting our time. Okay, maybe otherwise since okay, I don't want to take a chance of missing the people initial basics parts. That's the reason, okay, I'm waiting for all the time the people to arrive it. So from tomorrow at least onwards, at least by 7:05 or 7:10, okay, please make it the session to start that. Srinivas, can you please give your mail ID, and they want to send the document to you. Sai Venkatesh, I will ask my team to send the document now itself within 5-10 minutes. You'll get the yesterday's document. And Srinivas, and can you please give your mail ID? I think your phone number is there, but mail ID is not there to send the document. Sai Venkatesh, do you have WhatsApp number? Can you hear me, Srinivas? Srinivas has given. Okay. And Sai Venkatesh, can you give your WhatsApp number? Srinivas, you can call me right now, no problem. Okay, I can give my number. You can call me right now itself. Number 9. Yeah. Srinivas, you can call me right now itself. I can talk to you once the meeting is ending. Okay. Once the meeting gets ended, immediately you can call me and I will talk to you that. But guys, one small request is please follow the timings. Okay, and I can 7:05 I can wait, and then after that I'm planning to start the sessions, because initial things you should not miss it. That's the reason today I bit delayed it. Okay, in tomorrow, day after tomorrow onwards, even I don't try to call the persons, the how many people are confirmed, that persons will be attending the classes. That, okay. Okay, thank you guys, and see you tomorrow at morning at 7, and please follow the timings once again. Okay, and happy learning Python. And tomorrow we'll meet. Have a nice day. Thank you.